Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. We are on another creative world. This is a different one, I know, I'm making too many at this point, but I built something pretty cool and I wanted to show you. So this world is actually going to be a special project that I'm really excited to show you guys and take you along the journey. I am planning a Minecraft map of sorts, so kind of fantasy themed, that's the whole gist of it, and today we are building the spawn area. So I wanted to do a windmill farm kind of area, and nearby there'll be a big castle, but this time we're just focusing on the windmill, which will be the first starting area for the player when they join on. I was happy with how this turned out. I've got a few reference images that I was able to kind of go off, and yeah, with that being said, without further ado, let's get straight into the time lapse and I'll explain a little bit after the fact. Let's go! So here's the final product. As you can see, the windmill looks pretty cool, and we've got a bit of a silo here, which I don't think was included in the time lapse. And that's just because I kind of worked on this not very linearly. So that's kind of how we ended up here. But I built the windmill, and we had a little bit of the farm before, but obviously it's all grown now. This was a lot of work, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. So the windmill, I love the colors. I love the yellow over here, and it offsets a little bit with the bamboo because the bamboo is a different shade, but it still complements each other nicely. Although the yellow is a bit much in the yellow field, I still really like kind of the framing of it. And this mass of blocks, it's just a whole bunch of random bright ones, so I can see this is spawn. This is where people will spawn. So as you can see, it's just within eye line, but it's not quite in it. So the player is, intended to spawn here and then walk straight into the closest structure, which will be the windmill. I'm planning on having a castle kind of in the distance back that way, but it's quite far away, so this is kind of the intended starting point. One of the other things I added, which I don't think I included in the time-lapse either, is these little lanterns, and they kind of remind me of like the Tangled movie lanterns, but I'm really happy with how they look. I made the banners, and this is the first time I've really made banners, and I kind of like the way that they are. I'm planning on this windmill still being part of like the kingdom section of this area, which the castle will be over there, so they'll be full of these types of banners. But the banners look really nice, and I wanted to include just a little bit, kind of lighting the whole area. And it doesn't really show how these are lit, but I don't know. I want magic to be incorporated in this world, so I guess that can be it. Now, the windmill itself, I'm really happy with the structure. It is quite large, but this world is also quite large. I've made it 5,000 blocks by 5,000, so it's going to be a massive project. So all the builds are going to be quite big, but I really like how it turned out. I was able to put not too much detail, but just a little bit to make it interesting. So we've got some yellow banners there, just kind of bringing in that yellow into here. And we've got the entrance area, which is kind of like a porch, and there's nothing inside at the moment. I think I'll do all the interiors at once, but I'll focus on all the exteriors, just kind of getting the layout of the land. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. I've had to put a bunch of water blocks, which aren't incredibly appealing to the eye, but you're not supposed to be looking at it from above. It's supposed to be a this way, which you can't see the water blocks anyway, so that's good. The only issue is because of how big the build is, when you go too far, it unloads the banner entities. That's the only issue. Now, I made the silo over here, which I wanted to not be completely the same as this, but still complement, which is why I made this mainly out of the stripped spruce, which was just kind of used for the trim over there, and then I used the sandstone as the trim for this one, so it kind of offsets each other like an inverted pattern. And then I added some green, just kind of overgrowing it, because that's kind of the vibe that I wanted to give out. We've got this really simple fence, which is actually it's fine because people can't jump over, neither can mobs because I've added the slabs, but it looks nicer than just a normal like fence all the way around. Just having it broken up randomly with some blocks, and then not having it fully straight, just kind of all over the place. It looks really cool with this kind of build. I like the way that it leads in, and I've made some mini stairs as you go up, so it's pretty easy to go up. I really like this build. I'm actually so happy with how this has turned out. Little banners, details. We've got at the back here, I can add some kind of furniture or anything, but it looks so nice. All the windows, like the little amount of detail really brought this whole build together, and I'm very, very happy with the end product, how it's turned out and everything. I made another path with the silo. I think if I get time, maybe I'll add like a barn or a couple other structures that a farm would usually have, and that would complement it quite nicely. But for now, this is the finished product, other than the interior, obviously. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. You might also see over here, this isn't really relevant, but I'll bring attention to it anyway because it's right inside. I'm just making the train less flat because right now we've got a few, I don't know, indents, but it's mostly just flat. So I want to just add some hills and stuff, and I've just been doing some world edit, things like that, to add some terraining, which actually, that's probably going to be my next video, or a video near in the future. I'm going to do just my favorite world edit tips and tricks. I've got a few that I've learnt recently from doing these projects, because this isn't the only thing I've built in this world. I've built another massive training project like way over that way, which I really like. But I was able to experiment with a lot of different world edit brushes, so I would love to show you guys that as well. But with that being said, that's about all we have time for. What else should I build in this world? Please let me know, because it's a massive world. I really need ideas. I need your guys' help to just tell me what I should build in this world, because, or what you want in this world, what you want to see, because it'll be a lot of fun to get your input. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the build and the time lapse, and I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye!